Listen, man.
For those that are watching here, we weren't able to get a guest. We had a last minute cancellation, so
It's all good though.
it's me. It's Alex, the guy that normally you don't see on camera.
Okay, you know what someone said about you?
What?
It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
It was this girl from school. She was watching one of the episodes, a couple of the episodes, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, it was really good. You know, I disagree on some of the points you made." But like when that Chris guy jumped in, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, who the fuck is Chris? And I'm like, oh, you mean Alex? He's like, yeah, Alex. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know. It's a good addition to the show. I mean, when he does that, and he's just like, oh yeah, he just threw me off. I don't know who the fuck it was. I'm like, okay, cool. Anything else? Anything else?
Yeah, I'm working on. There's a few things that I want to do because
I like it when you do that, though. I like it.
I appreciate that, and we've had good feedback from other guests too. But I tried to let you talk for the most part, unless I really feel like I actually have something worthwhile to add or something that I'm genuinely curious about. One of the things that I've been working on is I want to get some kind of lower third graphic at the bottom with people's names on it. Like, you're watching like a CNN or something, right? They have that banner at the bottom and it'll usually say who's talking. So I'm working on a graphic solution for that kind of thing. So at least the people know who you are, but sometimes they'll forget about who you're talking to, who you are interviewing, or because I rarely ever talk, people might be confused, like, who is this guy that suddenly just showed up all of a sudden?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Especially when you don't say anything about who I am. So yeah, that's
dude,
something
there's been points I don't think you've realized, but like where I've actually come to a standstill in the conversation, and then you jump in. I'm like, oh, thank fucking God.
That's why I'm here. It's like
you almost sense. It's almost when you sense it when I'm like don't really know what I'm saying, or the convo is just kind of like, just coming in.
Well, I mean, my job is to try to at least keep the conversation flowing. So that
luckily, we haven't had any like terrible like conversations where, not terrible. That's not a good word. I mean, just like conversations where you leave thinking, well, what the fuck? It was as if I was talking to a fucking table. No, it wasn't like.
No, we haven't had any of that. We've had really good guests. I mean, we've had quite a variety of different guests.
If anything, I'm always worried about what I say, man. I'm always worried about like how I sounded, or
you overthink it, but I think it's actually really healthy to think about how you come across as a communicator.
I overthink the shit out of it though, man. I overthink the fuck out of it.
But the only way to improve in anything, I mean, you know this with sports as a coach, right? You got to watch your footage. Right? Yeah. You gotta look at what you're doing, because the thing is, everybody develops bad habits, whether it's on the court or whether it's speaking to people. We all develop bad habits, and you're not immediately aware of it unless somebody says, "Hey, what are you doing there?" Right? You probably see that all the time when you're coaching.
Well, an issue that I have, dude, it's not even that, I don't think, anymore. I mean, it is that. I mean, I always listen to myself and I think about what I could have said differently, but it's really just being present. That's been an issue since the beginning. I've told you that.
You don't think you are?
I am, and I'm not. I don't know.
You've gotten better at that.
I've gotten better. I have gotten better.
Do you find that this show has helped you communicate with people in general? Is it helping you just everyday conversations?
Apparently I'm a good communicator from what I've been told.
Okay.
Like,
that's good.
I can pretty much talk to anyone. I don't like talking to everybody. I'm actually pretty quiet outside of the podcast.
Really?
No.
That seemed like a quiet guy.
That's a fucking lie. I blatantly just lied to you.
You caught yourself.
No, it's not that, man. It's just sometimes I don't feel like talking. I just don't feel talking. Like, I don't know, perfect example, I always bring it back to the gym.
Yeah.
Always see guys there that I know. Pretty cool with, good guys. I have nothing against them. We talk, we shoot the shit, right, all that. But sometimes I'm just like, fuck, I get that anxiety thinking, fuck, I gotta go to the gym and I know I'm gonna see these guys and I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it, man. Like, I really don't even want to like say hi. Like, I don't even want to look up and say hi to you. But it's weird if you don't do that, right?
That happens to me every week. Every week.
Every moment of the day.
Every week, like, even with family sometimes.
Yes. Well, yeah.
It's just, this is going to sound weird. Have you ever seen somebody notices you, maybe that you haven't seen in a long time, and you're not really friends with that person, but more like an acquaintance. Like, let's say you haven't seen somebody that you, someone that you went to high school.
Yeah,
maybe you haven't seen
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
15, 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, long period of time has gone past, and you're kind of awkward. You're, hey, right, and then they always flag you down when they see you, and it just seems kind of weird, and I can't explain that feeling. I should be and I'm always friendly with people. I'm not rude or a jerk to them, but
it's such a fucking waste of time, that little fucking shooting the shit banter.
You don't like small talk?
It's so stupid. So fucking stupid. What am I going to talk to you about, man? Like, I never talked to you in high school. You actually didn't like me in high school. I tried to be your friend, and you kind of like shrugged me off, and now you want to fucking what are we going to talk about?
Also,
what do we possibly...
If you haven't seen somebody in over 10 years, the absolute worst time to ask them for an entire recap of what their life has been like, right in the middle, like just in the street. What are you going to do? Are you going to spend half an hour just explaining it? You ever had somebody, like, I've had people come up to me who I haven't seen them in 20 years. They're like, oh, what have you been up to? Oh, so you want me to explain the last 23 years of my life?
Yeah. Well, actually, man, a lot. It's been fucking 20 years. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's I think it's such a fucking waste of time, and I've ignored people, actually. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
I try to
just don't care.
I try to be friendly, but also just, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and talk to, like, it's not really the right place when we're just, if I'm trying to get somewhere to have a long conversation. Like, you know what? How about we I'd rather just say, hey, why don't we grab a cup of coffee sometime? I'll give you my number and we can catch up.
What are you going to get out of that anyways? You're just going to get a cup of coffee. All right, cool.
If you're even into it, right? If you're into it, but the right place to do that is somewhere else, not when you're I'm just trying to get to work right now, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're actually trying to get somewhere. So it's not real. I can't really stand here and talk to you about my entire life for the last 23 years. Since high school. It's not the appropriate place.
There's a fucking guy at the gym that I went to elementary with, and I sat beside him for like 8 months of the year, and we talked a lot. We actually like hung out, and I just see him at the gym. I haven't said hi to him once, and I know for a fucking fact he knows who I am. But it's like,
did you remember him?
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh god, yeah. He remembers me. But we've been going to the same gym for like a year, and we haven't said anything. Like, not even an acknowledgement. Like, oh, what's up? Oh, hey man, how you doing? Like, not, and it's too far gone where like I'm not gonna be like, oh hey dude, what's up, man? As if like I fucking just noticed them after a year. Like, no. It's over. And that's fine. But what I mean is, dude, life is too short to like you don't need to do something if you don't want to do it. If I don't want to fucking stand and talk to someone I haven't seen fucking 10 years.
You feel obligated, don't you?
I feel obligated.
Like, you do feel there is guilt, a little bit of guilt.
But like at the end of the day, it's like, dude, fuck, I've been through enough shit to like not give a fuck. Like,
I always feel like a jerk when I don't remember people. I just had, not too long ago, someone came up to me, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I've already completely forgotten their name. Remember we had that one class together in grade 11, that music program class. I'm like, yeah, I remember being in that class. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. He even remembered my name too, and that doubly made me feel like an asshole.
Fucked up.
Right? I'm like, dick. I don't remember you. I'm sorry. And I'm making it worse by saying, I really don't know who you are. I'm so
what Chris
sorry.
D'Elia says? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, I just felt so bad. I couldn't remember this person. But it's like, look, we had this one class together, and I get it. We went to the same high school, but
can you
like
just
I can't remember everybody in every class.
Can you just been honest with him in that moment and be like, listen, man, couldn't tell you who you are, and I feel really bad.
I was just trying to get groceries too. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. But why is it so hard to just tell him that? Like, hey, man, I'm just getting groceries. I got to get home pretty soon. I have a cat I need to feed. I haven't fed it in about 7 hours. And here's the thing. I'm a little stressed out. Okay, I got to go to my mom's house later for dinner.
Yeah, but I don't want to put my problems
and I don't really, it's not you. It's not you. It is a little bit you, because I don't really know you. We never really talked in high school. We don't have any relationship.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't hate you, but why do we need to have this conversation right now? Why do we have to have this small talk? Why? It doesn't do any, like, we both leave, that's the thing, we both leave the conversation thinking, wow, fuck that guy. Wow, what a douche. Rarely do you ever leave that conversation with someone you kind of know thinking, wow, I really like that guy. I want to fucking hang out with him more. It's kind of like, okay, well, I know Thomas is fucking working as accountant. Cool.
Yeah, I just don't want to be a jerk to people.
I don't know, man.
I'll spend a couple minutes. I'll spend a couple minutes talking. Like, hey, how have you been? What are you doing now? Kind of a thing. And then I'll just like quickly wrap it. I'm like, oh, I gotta go.
Dude, you know one thing I noticed about you that you usually do? I don't know if you know it, but when someone, I've noticed with like a few of the guests, when someone is talking to you, you just completely just start looking the other way.
I do?
Yeah,
Okay,
you do that.
I haven't noticed.
You do that. So like,
that's not good.
So for like example, like I'll say something like, I'll ask you, I'll be like, so Alex, how's work? Okay, and then just say something.
Yeah, it's been fine. It's been busy at work.
Okay, well, keep going.
Okay. Yeah, so I had a really tough week. Yeah, okay, that's really distracting.
Yeah, you do that.
Really?
Yeah,
that's not good. Okay, that's good
Straight
to know.
up. And here,
It's
I
probably
gave it
'cause
to you
there's
straight, dude.
There's so much going on here. That's probably why. I hope I don't do that in other scenarios. But yeah, it's mainly anytime I'm actually working, I'm focusing on the task that I'm having to do. So I'm thinking about it. Did I unmute the mics? Did I hit record on the audio? Is everybody in focus? Is the lighting right?
Yeah, you
Is
got a
everyone
lot going
framed
on.
properly, right? So, you know, it's not like we're just doing this on no budget in somebody's basement with crappy gear and I didn't really care. I had nothing about it. I have everything invested in this. So I need to make sure that you look good and that you sound your best and that the guests sound their best and that they're comfortable. There's all these little pieces, these things I'm focusing on. It's not an excuse though. You're absolutely right. If somebody's talking to me, I should be making eye contact with them. For sure. That's not good. I am not going to lie. That is not good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not when you're sitting here talking. It's like completely after.
Before we've even started?
Yeah. Or
after
we've ended, before we started.
Yeah, there's really no good reason. I sincerely apologize.
No, it's okay.
That is not
good. It's
good.
something I just noticed.
I appreciate you bringing it up. See, I wouldn't have been able... See, now I can correct that behavior because now I'm going to be thinking about that.
Right.
This is why, again... Somebody, like I said, going back at what I said at the beginning, you gotta have somebody point this stuff out. How can you get better if you have no way way to evaluate yourself?
But that's why I always tell you to point shit out about me, man. What are you? Are you fucking scared or something?
I'm not scared at all. If I see something egregious, I will say it. I will say.
Dude, do you remember that one guest we had? He said something, and we both exactly at the same time looked at each other like, "Holy shit!" Do you remember who it is?
I don't remember, but I think we've done that on occasion. Not that often.
But that one was perfect. It was completely in sync. Like this person fucking said the thing, punchline.
I don't even remember what it is.
And I'm just like,
sure.
Oh fuck! You were just like, whoa, dude. Like that's totally fucked, dude.
Body language means a lot when you can just. Like, it's really cool when you're totally in sync with someone, you know what I mean? When you can just look at someone, like the two of us can look at each other and know exactly what we're thinking without saying anything, right? Just the eye contact, the body language, everything, you know exactly. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super cute.
Yeah. That's one way of looking at it.
Super cute.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Man, I have to fucking bite my tongue so many times on this podcast, or else I would have been saying some fucked up shit.
Well, your reputation is on the line.
It is,
too, right? Because you got you're putting this out there to the world for the internet to. And also, we're not say things.
I'm not a comedian, right? So I can't get away with it. Because
even comedians have to be careful now, which I don't necessarily agree with. I mean,
they're pretty, guns blazing. They have no filter. I mean, if you listen to Chris D'Elia, they have a lot of racist remarks that are obviously jokes.
I don't watch his show. I don't really know. I've seen him in little clips, but I can't really comment because I'm not even a fan because I haven't watched his stuff, so I don't know what he's like.
No, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I know he's run into some troubles in his personal life, and a lot of people have quote unquote canceled him, but he obviously has a following. I mean, he's still doing stand-up shows, is he not?
He's on tour right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So people still pay to see him.
Yeah. So I mean, what is cancel even?
I mean, a lot of people can bounce back. Depends on how bad it is and what they did. I mean, look at Louis C.K. He disappeared for years, and then now he's doing shows again. Right, yeah. Slowly starting to come back.
That's the fear I have though with this show, though, man. Like recently, this one fucking guy commented. Also, I'm gonna address a little bit of that with like the Instagram comments. Some people commenting, but one comment that got to me was, fuck, man, like he was basically saying like, dude, like this show is fucking boring, it's not edgy enough, or it's not.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You saw that one, right?
Yeah. And
I'm just kind of like, fuck, like I don't want it to be like that, but like sometimes you just have to bite your tongue on the.
I clean up stuff, like I'll delete anything that's really,
trust me, that's the thing. If I really want
directly, I don't want, especially for guests, I'm rather protective of guests as well, because I don't want direct attacks about somebody's appearance or the way they sound, because I just don't think that's not a valid criticism.
Oh, you mean the comments? Like,
I just don't think anybody deserves to be. First of all, they're not going to want to come back on your show if all they see is just a bunch of, well,
that's what they're signing up for too, though, man. Knowing that you're going to come on the podcast and you're going to get heat for basically anything you say.
To a degree, and of course, if you're going to put yourself out there, you have to have a relatively thick skin and be willing to take negative comments as well. But also, how much of that do you really want that stuff lingering? At some point it becomes toxic, and you don't really need that. Think about that, how that affects you. If you're seeing that every day, you're reading that kind of negativity every day about you. Maybe you have a fairly strong personality, but at some point it's gonna erode your confidence. It's gonna chip away at it a little bit every day.
I don't care who you are. Like no one's built to. No one's built to read that kind of shit.
Yeah,
no one's built like that.
I don't care what anybody says about. I got a thick skin and nothing.
Some people do have a thicker skin than most, but I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. It really doesn't.
To you at some point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, man. That shit gets to you. It doesn't really matter. Dude, I was thinking about this.
Going back to that person's comment, what were you think? What was going through your head?
Well, for one, it's like, why are you commenting? The fact that someone, like, it's crazy to me that someone actually puts in the effort to click on, write a comment, type a couple sentences, maybe delete a few words, rewrite it, and then actually press post.
Yeah, they took time. Like, they thought about it.
That's actually, it's weird. I don't get it. I don't get that. Like, believe me, I see some shit on Instagram where I'm like, okay, fuck, I really want to comment something. I really want to fucking just go at this person. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about, you dummy. Like, you lame motherfucker. Like, I want to say these things. Believe me, and I've been close. The farthest I've ever gone is actually click on the write a comment, and then I just get out of it. Because I'm just like, dude, like, that's fucking, I'm down bad if I actually write that. Okay? When someone goes through with it and starts writing and actually posts it, I don't know what it is. Like, you're literally taking time, 2 to 3 minutes out of your day to go on my podcast that you don't even know me. You don't even know me. You don't know what I've been through, man. And you comment these kind of things like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot. This guy's a dumbass. Get this guy off coke. Get this guy off fucking, get him some sleep. Like, you don't know what I go through, man. And I'll tell you this much. Keep that same energy if you see me in person. Keep that same energy. You're so fucking tough over Instagram and TikTok and your fucking little keyboard. That's great. If you see me in person anywhere, Yaletown, Gastown, fucking the gym, bowling alley, wherever the fuck, keep that same energy and come correct. You better come correct. And I'm ready. I hate that shit, man. I know people are going to be like, oh, it's really getting to you, man. You're a pussy. You don't know me, though. Like, I hate that. You know what I mean? Like you said, man, like it gets to everyone. I don't give a fuck who you are. That shit is toxic. Dude, like even the submarine thing. People were making fun of these people that died on the submarine. I don't care how douchey they were, or there were rich people that paid this amount of money to get on the submarine and go down and watch the Titanic. Sure, it's kind of dumb, whatever. It's kind of like pointless, I get that, whatever. But you don't make fun of someone's death. Like, there's just no ethics anymore, man. There's no morals in this. There's people who are heartless, gross, toxic, evil people. And that's the end of it. I mean, that's the end of it. And it's not getting better. It's not going to get fucking, but it's just, if you hate my podcast, if you want to fucking shit on it, if you want to shit on me, I mean, you don't even know me, but if you want to, if you're so fucking keen on judging me, keep that fucking same energy in person and you better come correct. That's it. Think about where we are as a society where we're making fun of people's deaths now. Like when someone dies on Instagram, oh, rest in peace to so-and-so, rest in peace to this influencer or whatever. Dude, the other day, there's this influencer, this little girl named Lil Tay. I don't really know about her, but I've heard of her. She was fairly famous. It actually came out that she's not dead. Actually, it was a hoax. Someone hacked her account or whatever. But when that post came out that she died, dude, you should have read the comments. Like the amount of disgrace in those comments. Think about her family reading those comments, man. Think about that. Her family, her friends.
Yeah, nobody should have to ever read that about somebody that they care about. I mean, you're absolutely spot on, and I think part of the problem is that the internet allows people to be anonymous. You see a lot of these people, like even just on our social media, when you see these people, like they're not using their real names, they're not using a photo of themselves. They're cowards. They're absolute cowards.
This one guy did, though.
Well, we don't know if that's really that person.
No. It's just like he has a lot of photos.
Really?
Yeah, and I actually have a couple mutuals with him.
Okay.
So it's pretty bold on his part.
That is pretty bold.
But if he sees me, come say to me.
Here's the thing. A lot of these people are, I think they're cowards because I don't think they would say that face to face.
Yeah, they'd probably be.
They would never have the balls to walk up to you in person and say those things.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do it.
They'd probably be like, oh, it's Mo, the podcast guy. Oh, look, he's here. Fuck that guy. He's a fucking bitch.
But they would never say that to your face.
No, they wouldn't.
They're cowards.
Yeah. And if
Any way
they
you
do,
look at it.
Better come correct.
Also, you're just a sad human being if you've got nothing better to do than to spend the time to think about what you're going to say and to post that kind of garbage on the internet to somebody that, like you said, to somebody that you don't know. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I've taken a step back on trying to understand how the world works.
We'll never understand it. You just have to control it.
Have
like
I told
said,
you that? Have I told you my new perspective?
No, I don't think so.
Just taking a step back and kind of just hoping for the best, expecting the worst type thing. I mean, think about it, man. There's people in this world, grown men, grown women, that rape little kids, that touch little kids. Okay,
yeah, there's a lot of.
I'm getting to a point here. I'm getting to a point. There's people here that there's human beings that kill murder, take someone else's life away. Like their sole purpose is to go and end someone's existence. There's other people that fall in love with mannequins, with fucking statues, inanimate objects. I'm done trying to make this shit make sense. I'm done. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm done thinking, I'm done trying to give society the benefit of the doubt in the sense that it's gonna improve or we're positive. I mean, there are positive people. I'm not saying there aren't any good-natured people, but I'm done trying to help society, I guess, get better. I mean, it's never going to. It's just fucked. It's completely fucked. The day that a child molester, there's no more child molesters in this world. The day that there's no murderers left in this world is the day where I'll be like, oh, okay, like we're getting somewhere now. We're getting to a point. Do you kind of get what I mean?
You're not going to see that in your lifetime.
Well, I'm done trying to,
because we don't understand there's so much about the human psyche, the brain, and how it operates. We'll never, I don't want to say never, maybe in 1,000 years from now, we'll finally figure out, well, why are people born with these thoughts?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Why do they think this way? Why do we have psychopaths? Why do we have child molesters? You know, I don't know when that's going to get answered. The day that I get answers, like you said, that's going to be, that'll change everything. Everything will change.
I don't care what the reason is behind them doing it. The fact is they are doing it. There are humans like me and you that are doing that. They're actually like really dialed into making that their purpose for the day.
But you can't let that preoccupy your every waking moment.
I'm not
like you can't live.
I'm not
worried about it.
No, but I'm not. But that's what I mean. I'm trying to like figure out how to explain it to you. Like I'm not looking at everyone as if they're a fucking child molester. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, society and humans are not like we're not really, we're not that good.
No, we're not.
We're not good in any sense of the word.
Look at history.
I'm not good in ways. You're not good in ways.
Well, I think there's more good than evil out there, but you just have to look at human history.
Completely disagree.
Killing each other, raping each other for tens of thousands of years, right? Wars are started for stupid arguments, and your beliefs are different than my beliefs. Your God is different, better than my God, or your God is worse than my God. Whatever it is, human beings have incredible talent to destroy each other for the dumbest reasons. And it's not based in logic. It's not based in any kind of rational, well, maybe in their minds, in their warped views, maybe it makes sense to them at that time. But this goes back to, it's all tribal. This is tribal behavior. Everyone wants to protect their own tribes. Why do we have racism?
But
this is like people, we want to protect our own little silos.
But what I mean is like everything you're saying is right. Like let's blame it on evolutionary habits and character.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Let's blame it on that. Whatever.
That's the lizard part of the brain.
But my point being is I'm done caring. I don't care what Trump does anymore. I don't care what Trudeau is trying to do with his wife and his ex-wife. I don't care about, people being let out of jail and people going in trial. And I
get that, but where I would, because I try not to let that stuff bother me. I try not to, the more time I spend reading the news, it just makes me sadder and sadder. So I try not to do that a whole lot. But the one thing that would worry me is that if everyone becomes apathetic, meaning to the point where you just don't care about anything anymore, that's to me the downfall of society. Because all of a sudden now people, because they don't care, they don't vote, they don't want to change the world anymore, they don't want to make an impact.
You don't think people care a little too much right now about every little fucking thing? I think it's the exact opposite, man.
Really?
I mean, think about dude, I have to bite my tongue on everything I say on this fucking podcast just because someone's going to fucking care about it. You know what I mean? I
just mean in general with the stuff that you're talking about specifically with when it comes to politics and worrying about letting out serial murderers out.
No, I'm not.
You know what I mean? Like,
don't let them out. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying just nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me.
Oh yeah, that's a fair statement to make. Yeah, there's stuff that happens every day that doesn't surprise me anymore because I just know how terrible people can be.
If I was driving here today and someone was ass naked in the middle of the fucking street doing cartwheels, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's someone molesting a child right now. How fucked up is that?
I would get out of my car and see I'd probably ask them what's going on. Are you all right?
Well, I mean, maybe if you really want to. But you kind of get my point where nothing surprises me. Like the guy doing cartwheels, I'll probably think, okay, well, he probably needs to talk to someone.
That's the first statement.
And get on some medication. That's probably the first thing he needs to do. But I'm also kind of like, all right, well, I'm trying to I need to get to Alex's house to record this podcast. And I'm locked into that. This guy can do whatever the fuck. You kind of get what I mean?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah. I think so. So, well, so you've changed your outlook, basically. You look at things differently now than you did. Is this a recent thing in the last couple years? Would you say it has something to do with getting a little older?
A little older. I mean, last few months, I don't know. I just kind of feel like life is short. Death is inevitable, and death is going to happen to the people around me. And we're just this little glimpse in time. We're just a little blip in time.
Well, let me ask you this. How has that changed how you operate on a day-to-day basis? Or has it?
I have nothing to lose. I have
differently?
nothing to lose. I have no fear in anything I do. I have no fear in anything I do.
So you just go for it.
Nothing to lose. Nothing. A big part of why I went at these people saying, you know, if you see me in person, keep that same energy. I'm not afraid to die.
See, I do. I am afraid of death. I think about it a lot. I've never done any therapy. I probably should.
What are you, like 60 now?
Yeah, thanks. No, actually, I just turned 41.
Happy birthday, dude.
August 1st. So
What the fuck? You didn't tell me, man.
I don't make a big deal out of my birthday. But anyways, I for years, even 20 years ago, even when I was in my 20s, I've been thinking about death for a long time. I don't know why, but I think about it at least once every single day. I think about, and it's weird because I play through these scenarios. I'll play through scenarios in my mind of like me dying and people being at the funeral. What are they going to say? What are they going to think about me? What are they going to think about my life, about what I've done, what I haven't done? It's all, I think, boils down to I think my own insecurities about where I am and what I don't feel like I've accomplished enough, and I'm running out of time and I need to keep at it. And I feel like I'm not at the level of success that I should be. I'm not. All these things I'm thinking about, right? Think about it a lot. Probably more so than a lot of people, but it gets to me. It does get to me a lot. But you don't think about death. You're not. See, I'm afraid of it because I don't have. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in an afterlife. So, and that even scares me even more to think that there's just this black abyss that the moment you die, the lights turn off, gone, and the idea of losing an entire lifetime of accumulated knowledge of like everything I've done. I feel like now I'm just starting into my 40s, and I feel like I'm just starting to become I'm starting to feel like a real adult now, slowly. And I feel like I've got to accelerate everything that I'm doing.
But dude, you don't. Remember that video I sent you?
Yeah.
Of Gary Vee?
Gary Vaynerchuk has talked about this a lot.
Dude,
and I agree with what he's saying, but I still have these thoughts. That's the problem. How do you get these thoughts out of your head about death, about not... In a way, it pushes me, which I think is that's the positive thing. I have negative thoughts, but it also pushes me to try harder, to have all these side hustles, to try to, okay, let's get this done.
I think a healthier way in thinking about that is thinking in a way that you just got to flip it. Well, okay, I'm going to die. That's happening. So
accept it.
So accept it.
Because it's going to happen.
It's happening. Sorry to break it.
I don't know when.
Sorry to break it, buddy. You're going to kick the can at one point. I hate it, and my mom's going to kick the can, and every time I think about that, I don't really know what to do with myself. Okay, so knowing that everyone, all your loved ones, everyone that you know is going to die, they are going to cease to exist, to live. That brings me a bit of calmness in worrying about different shit. I don't worry about whether, this fucking chick replies to me or not, or, I won my sports bet, or this podcast got like 6 views. I don't care. Like, it's completely fucking irrelevant to the fact that I'm gonna lose my mom one day. I'm gonna lose myself one day. I'm not gonna fucking be able to realize anything. I'm gonna be dead. That doesn't matter to me anymore. Like this shit, this life, whatever we do, I'm not like depressed. I'm not saying I'm like suicidal depressed. I'm not, absolutely not. But I've come to accept things more easily.
That's liberating. That must be
It's very
nice
liberating,
feeling.
man. Like that's why, like when, like, you know, if I make a fool out of myself, or I embarrass myself somehow.
Yeah, you don't take yourself too seriously.
And then someone else is laughing about me, like, oh, fucking pussy, oh, you fucking bitch ass, you don't even know. I'm like, okay, like what you're doing, you laughing at me and mocking me and making fun of me is nothing compared to the fact that I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? It's nothing compared to the fact that my mom is gonna die. What, you're gonna make fun of me for, you know, my hair? Oh, your hair looks fucking weird, dude. You look like a pussy. Okay, well, all right.
Yeah,
I've just come to accept that I've been through a lot of my life, and I'm learning to embrace it, and it's shaped me into who I am, and B, nothing really matters because it's over in the end. Whenever it's time, it's time. When it's your fucking time, it's see you later. Grab a fucking backpack, grab a compass, and take a hike. Take a hike, buddy. You're out. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of how I think of things. Makes me more bold.
I guess the question is, how do you, because I just feel like it's easier said than done. It's hard to just flip a switch and change your thinking. So how do you even get there? I'm just trying to figure that out.
Think about all the shit that you've been through in your life.
Yeah.
Think about everything you've been through, all the sadness, depression, anxiety, betrayal, all those emotions. Just use it as like
fuel.
No, not even fuel. Like that's just like, because that's just anxiety provoking. I think just use it as, I've been through the worst. And here's another thing. Ali, remember Ali, what she said?
Yeah.
Every bit of trauma is trauma. It's justified. It doesn't matter if you saw your best friend get fucking shot in the head in front of you, or your mom was yelling at you for coming to dinner. Whatever fucking triggered your fucking nervous system is trauma. Yeah, people are gonna say, "Oh well, Mo, you grew up privileged. You know, you had money. You had a family that cared about you." That's true, but I've also been through a lot of shit in my life that people don't know, and I hate when people say that. I hate when people use that against me. They're like, even a couple of my friends, they're like, "Well, dude, you have no responsibilities, dude. You don't really do anything. Like, I mean, you've had everything done for you. You've had everything handed to you your whole life." Okay, well, compared to a lot of people, yes, but you also don't know 95% of what I've been through and what I continue to go through. And that, I've started to accept that. Dude, I've been through a lot. I like the fact that I've been through a lot.
Well, yeah, it shapes you.
But that's what I mean. Like before, I was kind of like, damn, like I haven't been through as much as someone that's from the ghetto.
Right. There's always somebody else.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Start comparing yourself to everybody. That's not good either.
Like, yeah, I wasn't raised in the ghetto where I was affiliated with gang members, and I've seen people, my close friends, get shot and taken to jail, and family members getting killed. No, I haven't seen that. No. But I have been through some other shit, and I'm standing by it. And I encourage everyone to fucking realize what they've been through, because everyone's gonna go through some shit. You're fucking insane if you think you're not gonna go through shit. And just like the fact
that's life.
That's life. And it just accept the fact, dude. I don't care what it is. It could be your mom freaking out at you for not finishing your homework before fucking playing Xbox. Like if that moment when she yelled at you but I mean, that's not the fucking best example, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're absolutely right. I got to change my thinking because there's too much time spent thinking about negative things. Like I said, going back to what I said earlier, too much time spent thinking about death, too much time thinking about what I haven't done or what I need to do still. And I need to figure this out because it does occupy a lot of time, and it does bother me, and it even affects my sleep sometimes. I mean, I'll have crazy nightmares about stuff sometimes, but just about whether it's from people dying or me dying or having a dream about not accomplishing something or failing while I'm doing something important, right? Just like constantly thinking about that stuff too, right? Just self-sabotaging. I think a lot of creative people have this problem though too, is that self-sabotaging. They always say that about artists, right? People that are in a creative job, a creative type job, like artists, musicians, people creating things are constantly self-sabotaging. Oh, I didn't do this right, or I could have done this better. It's not that great. I should probably, shouldn't put it out. And then some people on the extreme end of things self-sabotage so much to the point where they can't do anything. They don't accomplish anything because they don't put it out there in the world because they don't think it's good enough. Like imagine if we sat here and recorded 50 podcasts and spent years doing that, and then we never released it in the world. We just threw it in the garbage because we thought we weren't good enough. Well, nothing will happen because we just decided that we're not good enough, and that's not good. That's not healthy either.
No, man. No.
You just got to do stuff and see what happens.
Just do stuff and not care.
But I think also embracing failure is also a healthy thing.
Yeah, but failure's not
learning from that too.
I don't know. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know, man. I just kind of like even doing this episode right now. Failure or not, it's good or not.
I think this is actually helping me talking about this because I don't talk to people about this. I don't even talk about this with my own family. I don't really talk to people about this stuff. So I actually think that this is helping me because it's making me aware of my own thoughts and behavior patterns that are not necessarily a good thing.
All it is, dude, it's a little bit of a perspective switch. That's all you need. Just flip it. Just flip it. I mean, like you said, you're worried about death, and that's what you think of. You're scared of it. Just accept it, though, dude.
The crazy thing is, you never know when you're gonna die and how you're gonna die. And I have these dumb thoughts about how I'm gonna die in a specific way, and then that bothers me. But the reality is, like, I don't know how I'm gonna die. I could be hit by a car tomorrow, and it's like it literally could be anything. It could be any stupid thing. So why even think about it? I don't understand why I keep thinking about it.
Mm. Dude, UFC fighters go into every fight knowing that there's a possibility they might die.
From a serious injury. Concussion or something.
I'm surprised more haven't died from fucking.
Well, with all those blows to the head, the blows to the head. I mean, they're not. It's not like they're wearing a helmet or anything.
It's fucking like basically.
Well, I'm just even look at other sports too, like staying on that topic with football. This is constantly a thing with football, with the amount of brain injuries, and those guys wear armor, and they've had the technology, like they've. For years, every year, these companies that make these helmets and make all this stuff, they're looking at ways, how can we make the sport safer, right? So imagine those guys too now are probably, when they go out, that full contact type of sport, they're probably now thinking too, like something seriously bad could happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a thing that goes through their. I mean, they think about winning the game, but they must think about that a bit, right?
Now they are. I mean, back like 10 years ago, they didn't really give a shit about it.
But there's a lot of focus on this. Like even in the media,
more focus on it now.
People are talking about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're talking about these brain injuries and the kind of problems that you get.
I wonder how many athletes stop playing because of that now.
I don't know. I have
even though they love football and they love playing it. And
I don't know if that's a factor. I doubt it. I think people are more interested in success and making money and being recognized for their talent than.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, the people that are in that 1%, like those elite athletes, there's not that many of them. And those guys, to get to that level, not only have to be good, but they have to genuinely enjoy it, right? That's what drives them. Every waking moment is succeeding and winning. Their whole life is consumed by that.
So, but you're saying...
So what I'm saying is you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do it if you were worried about that. Because they probably acknowledge it, like going back to what you said earlier, acceptance. They accept that
there's a risk. There's a risk.
But they love it.
Oh God.
They're gonna keep doing it.
And it outweighs the risk, honestly. Right? I think it outweighs the risk, obviously.
But you could also look at it like there's a risk of me. The moment I leave this place that we're in right now, I could die. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
So there's a risk in just living. And like you were saying, that is life. There's risk in everything that you do.
Yeah.
So you just have to accept it. I have to accept it.
But don't go around looking for death. Like, don't walk out of here.
I'm not saying I am.
But what I mean is, like, yeah, but, like, don't, like, walk out in this hallway and be like, okay, like, someone's going to come out of this room beside me and just
I'm not at
pop
that.
me in the head.
I'm not at that point. I've never had those thoughts, but the one thing I guess I need to work on and figure out is that how do I minimize the thoughts that are going through my head about my own death, about, what I guess I need the tools to equip myself to not have these thoughts. And I don't know, I should probably go talk to a professional about it, but it is helpful talking through this stuff with somebody else to talk about like that. Maybe acknowledging,
dude, maybe like just realize that you're not as significant as you think you are. We're not.
I'm definitely not.
Well, we're not.
Most of us. I mean,
none of us.
Most people have this inflated idea of how important their lives are.
But that's probably what gives you anxiety, though.
You're probably right about that.
Right, yeah. And it's.
Yeah, I think about how
tough to think about.
I also, but being insignificant also bothers me. Like I want to make.
Well, we're all, dude.
Most people are.
We're not even a speck of dust.
That's the problem.
This little fucking crumb thing on this table right here, we're like a trillionth of that. And all of Coquitlam is one universe, and there's billions and trillions of other universes. Like, I don't know. That gives me peace.
It does for me as well.
Personally, for me, I've been through the worst. And for me, the worst is what I think of it as it is. Someone else might look at me and be like, dude, that's nothing compared to what other people go through. Well, based on what you're telling me, you didn't really go through much. To me, and from what I know I went through a lot, man. I went through a lot. And thinking back on it, I did. I used to not embrace it. I used to be like, oh, fuck, man. Like, that kind of shit. Like, everyone goes through that, man. So many people have had it worse, and so many people have done this, and they had to overcome this. And I'm not taking anything away from those people. And I know there are people in those situations that I've been through fucking hell and back 20 times. But I'm not taking anything away from what I've been through. I'm not. I'm done. And that in itself, I'm good now. I'm good.
Well, it's good.
The next person that comments on my fucking video in next clip, Mo, you're a fucking pussy boy that needs to get killed. I don't care what they say. I'm going to be like, okay, well, I've been through the worst. Your comment doesn't mean shit to me. Right? You kind of get what I mean now?
That's good. That's healthy. I mean, because like I said, you can't let that get to you.
Yeah. Like even you, man. Like if you were like one day, if you messaged me like, hey man, I don't want to be a producer anymore. See you later. I'd be like, damn. But I would start telling myself, I've been through everything. I've seen everything. You kind of get what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just kind of how I go about it. How I just tell myself things now.
But I think it's worth you know what? We have to have these conversations. We got to think about this stuff. Because
I wonder how
a lot of people
think about
listening and watching to this podcast, I'm sure this is just like, this is the human condition, man. This is just like anybody on the planet, I don't care what you do for work, where you think you are in terms of your level of success and what level of income you make. from people that are working at McDonald's all the way to the Bill Gates of the world or Elon Musk's of the world. Everybody has these thoughts at some point, right? Like everyone doesn't, everybody has thoughts of, well, I haven't done this, I haven't done enough. I'm not good enough. I'm like, it's part of the human condition. But the thing that I think is important is that we like be aware of that you're having these thoughts and try to figure out ways of just managing and making sure that it doesn't affect what you do on a day-to-day basis. Because I feel like if I'm not careful, I feel like I could slip into a state of depression where it could become
But I don't think
dangerous.
I think a part of that, dude, is I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I don't think you give yourself enough credit to what you've been through in your life. And I'm sure you've been through some shit. Right? Like I'm sure you've been through a lot of things in the past 20, 30 years.
Sure. Yeah, lots happened for sure.
Okay, so just accept it that you've been through it, that life is suffering and you went through that. Like those things happened. Like a lot of things where I think back on my life, I'm like, holy shit, that actually happened. Wow, like that's pretty bad. Like that's really hurtful what happened to me. Like these things happen. It's not like no one has a clean slate. No one has a clean slate in their life. No one's not had a fucking traumatic moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe when you're born as a baby, the moment you come into existence,
you're fucking
you've
crying.
Got a clean slate.
Yeah,
there.
even that, bro.
But
even that, you're probably like cold and like feeling all gross and shit.
Disappears pretty.
You know what I told my friend once? I literally told him this. I said, dude, I think you would grow a lot if you got in a relationship and you got cheated on. Like, I wouldn't want that to happen to you because it's devastating, but it would be really good for you if that happened. It's almost like a medicine, dude.
Yeah, I think it's tough if you go through your whole life and you're surrounded by people that just say yes to you, then you probably can't tolerate failure, because the moment that does happen, you're going to be devastated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to. I think what you're getting at, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like what you're getting at is that you need to experience failure. You need to experience all these things, tragedy, all these things in your life. Betrayal, love, acceptance, all that stuff. You need to experience the full spectrum of all those emotions.
Grief. All that
grief, exactly, because
it's almost like these things happen in your life and you put them in your pocket and it's part of your arsenal. Like this is like I'm geared up now. Like
right.
Like
yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
I feel like more empowered from it. Like this is what I went through. Like fuck yeah, I went through that. It's fucking. I credit myself for getting through it and I'm here now. But I went through it and I hate the fact that I had to go through it, but I did. And nothing is worse than what I went through. You can say that to yourself, man. I don't care what it is, dude. Fuck all that, man. Fuck all that where people are like, dude, you had such an easy life. You were so fucking privileged. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. Get the fuck out.
Well, that's a lot of that is jealousy too.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, some people do seem like they have it harder than others. I'm not saying that's not a thing, but everyone's problems are justified, and whatever they're feeling, it can be as intense as anything someone else is feeling.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't really compare it. That's not fair. People take things differently. It's liberating, man. Like you said, it really is. Really is. You stop expecting things from people. Expectations drop.
Yeah.
I don't have any expectations from anyone, right? All I got is myself.
It's more difficult to be disappointed when you don't have those kind of high expectations, right?
Dude, you kidding me? Anything.
You're saying you set the bar really low for expectations? Like from people?
Yeah, and not.
Is that like a self-preservation thing so that you can't be so easily disappointed by people?
It just goes back to I've been through the worst. I've been through hell and back. this is nothing compared to what I've been through. Right? Like if someone decides to leave and, you know, get out of my life and doesn't want to have a relationship anymore, cool. I've already been there, done that, seen that. Anything else? The strongest people are the people that have gone through the most shit.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's not a competition. Like, oh, I've been through more shit than you. That happened to you once. That happened to me like 5 times. It's not that. I'm not making a fucking race to like who has the most shit happen to them. But
yeah,
if everyone took a step back and looked back at their life and think of all the sad moments, all the depression, all the sadness, the betrayal, the anxiety, the moments where you didn't know what to do and you were lost. Those are real moments. Those are real things that have happened to you. I just feel like people got to give themselves more credit.
That's true.
Of what they've been through. And
I definitely don't. I mean, I definitely don't give myself enough credit. And people tell me this all the time, and it's like I don't want to accept it for some reason. But I know I should. I mean, that'd be the healthy thing to do.
I mean, I can't tell you what to feel like. I mean, you got to accept it.
Yeah.
And once you do accept it, don't like try to resist more shit happening to you. You know what I mean? That's the issue too. When some people look back on their life, they're like, oh, fuck, I'm never letting that happen again. There's no way I'm being in that position again. I'm never letting anyone do me wrong. Fuck no. That, you think you're going to fucking do me wrong? No chance. It's almost like, okay, like you want to betray me? Betray me. Right? If you want to go behind my back and stab me in the back?
Yeah, that's in a way.
I've already seen it. I've already been through it.
In a way, what you're doing is you're letting go of things you can't control. Because all you can do is concern yourself with the things that you do have control over, that you do in your own life, but you can't control other people.
Yeah.
So you have to. Yeah, it's very self-destructive when you have those thoughts, because when you do think about trying to control the external factors, it's just madness. Your entire life is madness when you think about that. Because there's nothing you can, and it just hurts yourself because you can't change that. You can't change, like you said, can't stop that person from deciding that they don't want to have a relationship with you anymore for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Pick any example. You can't control that.
Yeah.
You can't control the person that's going to walk up to you and be upset at you all of a sudden. You know, maybe something you did triggered that behavior, but it's on them as far as how they respond to you. So you can't be preoccupied with how people react. Because you can't change that. And in a way, I've done that in some aspects of my life, but also not in others. So we talk about this a lot. You know, we've had various therapists on this podcast, and this is an ongoing thing that we all we have to keep working on it. You just got to put in the time, put in the effort, you know, to be better. Right? It never ends. You keep learning. I learn stuff all the time, every single week about myself. I'm constantly working on ways to improve. So it's an ongoing project, man. That's the day I stop doing that is the day I'm dead.
Right. But don't be so attached to it where it takes over you. You kind of just have to,
of course,
sit back and let it ride. And that comes from a place of knowing you've been through the worst.
Yeah.
You got to, it's kind of weird to say, but you got to tell yourself, you've got to literally tell yourself that you've been through everything. I've seen everything and I have nothing to lose. I tell myself every day, I have nothing to lose. You know how I know that? I'm going to be dead one day. I'm going to lose the most important thing in my life, which is my mom. I'm gonna lose her. So you thinking of me of a certain way, if you judging me, you have a fucking perception of me. You think that matters? Come on. I don't know, man. It's very liberating to me. It's very.
Sounds like you're better for it. Bottom line, like to
and it works
wrap,
for me. That's just me. It might not work for everyone.
Right. Sure, of course.
Right. It's something that I could see why someone would actually feel worse and become more.
I'm going to try that when I get up tomorrow to try to do what you're doing, to think about just saying to myself that I've been through a lot. I think that might actually be helpful.
I don't know if you realize this, but think of Scarface. Have you seen the show Breaking Bad?
Yeah, good show.
Peaky Blinders, have you seen it?
I haven't finished the last season, but yes, most of it.
So all those guys in that show, Walter White,
Yeah.
Tommy Shelby, Tony Montana, what do they all have in common? They've all been through some shit.
Sure.
And there's a level of like calmness with them. Like if you watch Breaking Bad at the very start, like he's a very like insecure, dweeby fucking guy.
Yeah.
Gets the cancer diagnosis. There's a scene where he was talking about like, he was talking to a therapist, and the therapist was like, well, why did you run away? Well, what was the reason why you ran away and you wanted to get away from anything? He's like, doctor, I'm a very overqualified high school teacher. I could have had millions and millions and millions of dollars. Now I'm just making barely minimum wage. I have a unplanned child being born. My son has, disabilities, and within fucking 12 months, 13 or 14 months, I'm going to be dead. And you ask me why I ran. Like for him, that was the shit that he went through. Those were the things that he had to deal with. And that's and from that point on, he just went for it.
He let everything go.
He let everything go. And then remember at one scene he was talking to Hank. He's like, all my life I've been scared, wondering what could happen, what cannot happen. And then he said, but you know what? As soon as I got my cancer diagnosis, I sleep just fine. Before that, I couldn't sleep. I would stay up all night. But as soon as I got my cancer diagnosis and, basically a death sentence, I sleep just fine now. That's exactly what I'm trying to talk about.
I mean, the whole making meth angle is probably not recommended.
No, I'm not. But yeah,
but I get what you're saying. Yeah, there is a message there for sure, somewhere in there. And
like it's literally part of the script. He said that.
Yeah. I know. I remember now that it's been a while since I've seen the show, but as you're repeating those words, I remember that pretty vividly. He felt boxed in with his life and you're right, his own insecurities, and he felt like he hadn't done enough, and he felt obviously it felt like the world. I think it felt like the walls were kind of closing in on him.
Yeah, everyone. He didn't have a say in whatever he didn't. Yeah, he wanted to do.
He was a small man. He became a small man,
insecure. And
he just flipped the script entirely once he found out that he could see the end. Yeah, I guess I better do something about it.
It's such an awesome show,
man. I mean, literally, well, not literally, figuratively lit a fire under his ass to do something.
I mean, the best route isn't to go into making meth, like you said, but right, like he just went for it.
But I think there's a good metaphor somewhere in there a metaphor for life, of living in the moment and just letting go and just go for things and see where it takes you. You're going to fail at some things, you're going to succeed at other things, and that's how it is.
Well, you know what's funny? So you know that feeling you get before like you approach a girl to talk to them?
Yeah.
Like, when someone's like, dude, go talk to that girl, go fucking, go say something, go something, and you're just like, fuck, I really need to, I really want to, I really want to.
Trying to work your way up.
But that feeling of just like
anxiety and
like
nervousness.
That fucking anxiety. So that's like your brain telling you that you're going to die.
Yeah.
That's actually what like your brain, like your reaction is like your brain is telling you that your body is going to die. Like a fucking leopard is coming at you.
Yeah.
right? So there's a fear in that, like fuck me, like do I go fucking talk to this chick or not? What's going on? Fuck, I really want to. I really, really, really want to. But something's stopping you, right? Like something's just like, fuck, like why can't I do it? Why? It's just a human being. Why can't I just go say hi? I just really wanted to say hi to you and introduce myself. My name is Mo. Like that, like why is that so fucking hard? It's because your brain is saying, if you go do that, you will die. Right? And that's perfect example, like that fear of like, you know, just doing anything, whether it's starting a business, starting a podcast, putting yourself out there, going to talk to that chick, anything. Right? Like, I feel like, I don't know, I haven't done it yet, but like if I saw, you know, a lady that I really wanted to talk to, okay, well.
You just got to put yourself out. That's what we're saying, I think, in this entire episode is put yourself out there, just do stuff, just go for it. Life is too short to worry about whether or not.
Also, notice what you've been through. Notice what you've had to overcome
and give yourself more credit.
Give yourself more credit, man. I'm giving myself so much fucking credit. I've been through some shit, dude. I've said that to my friends before. I'm like, dude, you don't know 90% of it, bro. Like this what I'm showing off, this what I'm putting out. You know, the optics look like I've got it figured out, or you know, I've had it easy.
Sure.
But get the fuck out of here, dude. On a lighter note, dude, Barbie was really good. It's a
good movie. Way better than I thought it would be.
Same.
I went in with zero expectations. I tried to avoid spoilers and all that sort of stuff. I did not know what I was going to get into when I went into that theater, and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it had... I love that they addressed both sides of things, both feminism, toxic masculinity. They showed the good and the bad of both sexes.
Yeah.
Right? And
I love that.
I thought it had heart. I choked up a little bit at points. Like I thought it was such a well-made movie. The acting was fantastic. I thought the set pieces, visually, like if you care about that kind of stuff, like the way a movie looks, like that, it's a beautiful looking movie. Like the whole Barbie world universe thing, that what they accomplished was incredible. And Margot Robbie was enchanting and was amazing on screen. It was like perfect.
You have to say enchanting, man. Why can't you couldn't have thought of a different word? It had to be enchanting. That's what you thought of.
Yeah.
You were searching for words in your brain.
I thought she was enchanting. She was fantastic.
She's a fucking knockout, man.
Yeah, she stole the scenery for sure.
It was fucked how beautiful she is.
Yeah, she is.
Not to mention the fact that she's cool as fuck too as a person, like personality-wise, and talented as hell.
Yeah, very talented.
Dude, a couple times I like...
Even if she's not in a great movie, she by herself, like she'll take that whatever is given to her and make it as good as it can possibly be. So she's a fantastic, obviously very talented
Man,
person.
a couple times I like tapped my buddy on the shoulder. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, how is she this good looking? How? Like, I never thought... My crush growing up was Jennifer Aniston in season 2, season 3 Friends. Like that was like, good lord, like Rachel and those 2 seasons.
Yeah, that was everybody's crush.
I never thought anyone would be like, because that was just, she was like my gold standard. And then, dude, Margot Robbie is absolutely
whole other level.
She's a situation, man. Situation and a half.
That opening scene in the movie, you know, they kind of, it was kind of a takeoff of, like, I don't know if you've ever seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, but that opening scene was totally a ripoff of, it's an homage to 2001: A Space Odyssey with the primates and everything and the monolith there. Anyways, you'd have to see 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
And then when the camera pans up and you see, you know, she's just standing there and she looks perfect. And that's like the whole idea with Barbie, right? You know, this kind of idealized somebody's ideal look of how a woman should look like, but just came across it. The movie's so beautifully shot, and she's amazing. I have nothing else to say. I'm just losing words. I'm gonna start sounding like a idiot.
Bro,
but everybody should see it. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it.
I want her.
I've already
She deserves
pre-ordered.
the best. She deserves the best.
I went on Amazon and I pre-ordered the Blu-ray, the 4K Blu-ray. So
Of Barbie?
I'm gonna watch it again as soon as I get
You're
it.
gonna have a
Ships in October.
You're gonna have a field day with that movie, huh?
What are you trying to say, Mo?
Dude, that scene when they were rollerblading
Yeah.
was fucked.
What do you mean?
I was just sitting there thinking, wow, you're so hot.
The movie was funny too.
It was funny as fuck.
Lot of movies.
So fucking funny. Ryan Gosling killed it.
Yeah, he was really good in it. Really good as.
I'm kind of, dude. You know what? I kind of like the fact that like Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie didn't like end up kissing at the end of the scene, at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
because it kind of like
that
was really cool how they ended it, because it's not a story tale ending like that every single time, where Barbie's like, okay, Ken, like, fuck yeah, I love you. It's kind of like, no, get the fuck off. Like, that's kind of like more realistic than like them actually ending up together.
I agree, and I thought the ending was perfect. She's got to figure out as a human being, she's got to figure out who she is and what she wants to do, too. Because it's just, it would have been
just exist.
It would have been just a cliched ending if they just felt like, you know,
if they fell in love and like they
the,
started like,
yeah, that's just cliched. I think the way it ended was perfect, and I don't want to spoil the ending for those that haven't seen it, but the way it ends was, you know what I'm talking about. That very last scene before the credits roll. I don't want to say it because if I say
other lady anything, in it, right?
There's another
lady.
Very last scene where she said, "Well, at this point, if you haven't, okay, I'm going to give you a warning now. If you haven't seen Barbie, fast forward about 15 seconds from now, when she says, I have an appointment to see my gynecologist," right? Because Barbie the doll doesn't have a vagina. You know, they made fun of that in the movie, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you choked up there?
No. I'm saying I thought that was funny.
Oh, I thought that got you going.
No. I just thought that was funny because they're poking fun at the whole thing. Like Ken doesn't have a dick, right? The doll
yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have genitalia, so they kind of poke fun of that too. But Will Ferrell was great too, as always. I thought when they were getting chased out the building, they had to go through the turnstile, and he like grabs his swipe card and just throws it. He's like, I don't know what to do.
God, he was such a corporate douche.
He was, but he's
so good.
So good. He's good at being.
The mom was kind of annoying though. She was good, but kind of.
Who are you talking about?
The little girl's mom.
Oh, her. Right. I liked her character in the end. It was fine.
It's fine, yeah. But yeah.
I mean, I thought it was cool that she could finally connect, like her and her daughter finally could connect, and her daughter could understand her.
That definitely got a tear out of you, didn't you?
No, that didn't.
Oh God, I could just imagine you in the fucking theaters, just like a bunch of like high school kids. You're just like,
I've never
like one of those silent cries.
I've definitely had some moisture in my eyes watching movies. I went to go see it by myself, but I've never actually like bawled, cried. No, that's never happened.
Is that
never happened? Whatever, cry. I've never just started.
You sound like Rocky in Rocky 4.
I can hold it. Adrian. No,
that's Rocky
I can
3,
I can hold it together pretty well.
What movies have I cried at?
I get embarrassed,
dude.
So I try really hard not to cry.
Dude, you know can you guess where I cried in Breaking Bad?
Oh. Well,
for
me that scene when Jesse's when Jesse's girlfriend dies and you realize that it was Walt that is responsible for it. That was
like one of the last episodes?
No, well, it was later on in the I can't remember what season. Do you remember his drug addict girlfriend where he basically kills her, overdoses her on purpose?
Yeah.
Right? She's sitting...
Not that scene, not that specific scene. You didn't like start crying when she was choking.
No. But when you find out why he did it and the fact that he lied to Jesse, that was... It troubled me more than...
Was it the scene?
It really upset me.
Was it the scene where he's like, "I watched Jane die. I watched her choke on her own puke." And
especially when he finally finds out that Walt is responsible for it too. It just makes you angry. Like, this guy is a really shitty human being.
Okay, so I know what scene you're talking about. I don't know if it's the same scene you're thinking of.
I didn't cry. What I'm saying is...
Okay, but no, I'm trying to figure out the scene, the moment.
Okay.
Which episode was this?
I don't know.
Was it near the end of... Was it when those...
It's been too long. I haven't seen the series in so long, so...
Because I remember the moment where Walt tells him about it and tells him that actually happened. I don't know if you're thinking about that.
No. I just remember feeling absolutely wrecked when the episode ended and she died, because I knew that he killed her. I felt so bad for Jesse.
Why? She was a bitch. But she was going to kill Jesse.
He flat out committed murder, though.
No, he didn't. He technically didn't.
Maybe I have to go back and watch it again. I just remember feeling really bad about that.
Well, no, he did Jesse a huge favor, or else he would have been dead within a week. Because they were just going to smoke dope and shoot up every fucking single day. Because they got the money, right, from Walt.
Oh, okay. See, it's been so long, I've completely forgotten about it. But I think we had a good chat. You gave me a lot of good things to think about, a lot of good points. I'm gonna try to tell myself that I've been through a lot and just maybe give myself a little bit more credit than I have. And you know who, now that I'm thinking about it, when we had the rock climber guy, what's his name? Harvey. When we had that episode, for those that haven't watched that, go see the Harvey episode. Just look up Enjoy Your 24 Harvey. And it was a recurring theme, when he talked about that we should be more gentle with ourselves, which I think that's kind of what you're getting at too. You said it differently, but I think trying to be more gentle with ourselves, because we're our own worst enemy. And I know I'm pretty hard on myself, and not in a good way. Yeah. So I think that's just something to think about, that we could all do better by just being more gentle with ourselves.
It's all connected,
right?
It's all intertwined, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
Like when you accept what you've been through and give yourself credit, everything becomes, like you said, you become more present, you become more gentle to yourself, you become fearless in whatever. You just gotta...
That's it. Actually, you just hit on something really important too. Being present, which is super important, but how can you be present in the moment for that person when you're thinking about, if all that's going through your mind is all the stuff that you can't control and all these other negative thoughts, you can't actually be present. And so it is freeing, it is liberating, like you said, about just just being able to accept that I am going to be dead one day. And you even pointed out one thing that I do that I didn't realize that I was doing, of when people were talking to me before and even after the podcast, of being distracted and not even looking at them. Yeah. I didn't even realize I was doing that. Yeah. Right? So these are all little things that I got to think about.
And I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone, because
right,
it works for me for now. I'm testing it out too, right?
Yeah.
Seeing if it works, how long it's going to work for. Like what Grayson said, wear a different suit, wear a different costume.
You're right. That's a good disclaimer. It's not going to work for everybody. But look, we got to have these conversations.
And I'm not a professional. Like I'm not here. I'm not sitting here.
Neither of us are. But I think if the takeaway is, this has helped me, and if anybody listening or watching now, if there's even one thing that you take away from this that helps you, I think that's a good thing too, because we just got to keep talking about this stuff. And, this is all part of that ongoing mental health thread that we kind of come back to every now and again about. This is stuff that we should all be.
Just give yourself more credit, man. What you've been through is a lot.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter. I could give a shit what it is. If it hurt you during that time, you went through it. Give yourself more credit.
Yeah.
And understand that that's life.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's a good chat. We'll be back soon with another guest pretty soon here.
Good talk.
Good talk.
Good talk, man. Enjoy 24, episode 55. Yeah. I appreciate all the support so far. If you guys want us to talk about anything where you guys have concerns on, or you want our opinions on anything, because we're just so important to society and our word means a lot, you let us know. Yeah, comment, DM. If you want to be on the show, DM us, man. That's all I gotta say. Enjoy 24. Peace. Thank you, Alex. That was fun, bro. Peace.